Hi everyone, my name is Jill Kelly, and I am a third-year marketing student at the University of South Florida in Tampa. So the transition to online learning was probably one of the most difficult things I've encountered in my past 3 years of college. Starting fresh with the new year being online was much easier because I knew what to expect. However, I have never been more thrown off guard than I was when our spring semester of 2020 was cut off like that.
Hi, my name is Cameron and I am a senior right now at San Diego State University, where I major in journalism and media studies and an emphasis in advertising. When the lockdown first started, I was a little nervous to do online learning because, like I said, I've always been a traditional learner, and so I didn't know how well I would adapt, but fortunately I adapted quicker than I thought.
Hi, I'm Kimberly and I study business at Lone Star College in Houston, Texas. The lockdown definitely changed my view of online learning. Before it, I was terrified.
Students are facing unprecedented challenges.
We're all really struggling.
Basically, it sucks.
I'm definitely less interested.
We've been following 16 students since the first day of school, and they echo what was found in our massive national survey.
I've never felt so much stress in one school year. I wish things could go back to the way they were, just going to school every day.
The study surveyed 75,000 students from 2018 to 2020, and in the fall of 2020 alone, found that over 56% of students said their stress related to school increased compared to the time before coronavirus.
I definitely feel very stressed. This year has been super hard. There's been a lot of nights where I have cried because of the things that I didn't get to do as a senior. So I'm definitely less emotionally stable than I have been my whole high school career.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Adila and I will be presenting about the advantages of online learning. Firstly, the opportunity to get the learning material at home even though unable to attend the lecture. Online learning helps to maintain the value of the learning process with substantial information. In the student's perspective, virtual learning environment offers a good substitute classroom learning in the time of emergency. Next, the student can choose the location, time and how to engage in the class. As long as they have the gadget and internet connection as the platform of online learning, it can be done anywhere. For example, during the emergency cases, the class can also be done in the hospital or clinic. Therefore, students can concentrate during the lecture session, which allow them to participate actively in the class. In addition, the teacher can post the learning material and the student can revise the information and the content. By having virtual learning environment, the material will be kept and saved in the online platform, which students are able to refer and make revision anytime. For the second advantages of online learning is the learning material can be selected and sorted. By having virtual learning environment, VLE, the students can receive the material and get extra information since internet access has grown rapidly, which able for students to develop their knowledge. A few students show a desire to get self-educational material by VLE that form an independent student and improve their educational knowledge by having self-studies since internet offer wide range of information for educational purpose. In addition, the student also provide the material and student only need to utilize, analyze and apply the material, which is more easier for them rather than face-to-face classes that they need to ask for slide and so on. And by having VLE, students have the reliability of knowledge and it can be gathered in one platform such as Google Classroom, which platform for educator and student interact.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Jazmin Miti Abdullah and I will be presenting about the advantages of online learning. One of the advantages of online learning is nearly unlimited access to information, knowledge, and learning. This is due to the growth in the evolution of internet and mobile technology. Students can easily get an access to information through online learning, as they can easily search any information that they want by using online search engines such as Google, Bing, and so on. There are numerous learning materials in electronic form that can be saved on cell phones, laptops, and personal computers, so it is quite easy and accessible for the students to do speedy searching and to retrieve any information by online. They can easily look up the information that they have saved online anytime and anywhere they want. The digital materials can also be kept and distributed throughout a learning community, such as the usage of cloud storage to boost the student participation in a group or project-based learning. By this, it is easy for the students, as they can easily just click on the file in the storage and they can access it in no time. For example, the use of Google Drive, where the students can keep and save their learning materials in it, as it is very secure and unlimited. In comparison with the traditional paper-based learning materials, the digital learning materials take up nearly no space, that makes it easy for the students to download and just save any large information by online. It can also be arranged into the students' own collections and archives in order to meet with their specific learning needs, as each student needs different learning needs. By this, the students and the learners can sort and design their own learning materials, where they can study it easily, as they can just open the online learning materials and just read it from there through their phones or their laptop. It is also easy for the teachers, as they can also send the learning materials through online for the students. Other than that, the advantages of online learning is personalization and flexibility. Flexibility is the main idea when it comes to the advantages of online learning, as we all know. By having an online learning, it is very flexible for the students, as they can learn anytime and anywhere they want. The students usually can easily just select when they want to attend to a certain learning unit, and they can tailor their learning schedule. If the students have any problem or need to run an emergency or any errands at the time of their specific learning, they can tailor their learning schedule, where they can just watch the learning recorded video anytime when they have free time. And also, they can study back the learning material anytime. The teachers can also establish a common guidelines and deadlines to be followed and obeyed by the students. But the students need to be responsible for their own course time management, and they need to smartly divide and manage their own time in between learning and other matters, such as the house chores matters. The students need to follow and obey the guidelines that have been set by their teachers during the online learning, in order to make online learning much easier and effective. The students can also have an ability to self-adjust their learning pace and progress based on their own skills and abilities, since the learning process is done through online. It means that the students have flexibility to improve their own skills in overtime. Moreover, the students can select the type of study materials that match with their styles of learning, such as the usage of audio, text, or video-based materials, the competency levels, and also their self-interest. It means they can just choose the styles of learning that they like, as each different student have their own way of learning. Not everyone learns the same way. So by this, they can focus more on areas that interest them the most or in which they understand better.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Afika Alia Binti Zainuddin. In this part of my presentation, I'd like to talk about disadvantage of online learning. The first disadvantage of online learning is participants will be unable to participate in the cyber class if they do not have access to the internet due to logistical or financial reasons. Some students do not have reliable access or limited access to the internet at home, contributing to students missing out on information or losing a direct line of communication with their lecturers and classmates. This would be constraints for all online programs that rely on internet connectivity to make online learning easy, efficient, and productive. They may fall behind or spend hours looking for free Wi-Fi access points. The quality of the transmission is another aspect when it comes to the telecommunication system and the other resources needed to transmit successfully. According to Marison, the study mentioned that although two-way communication is available, a lack of quality can lead to students losing interest in the instruction, finding it challenging to follow audibly and visually. As a result, students may get bored and in turn affect their interest and motivation to learn in online classes. Certain educational institutions and students may find the hardware requirements for online learning are prohibitively expensive, complicating the online learning process. This will be a challenge for students living in low-income communities because this group of people can't afford a computer or internet access needed for online learning, which may indirectly contribute to students may fall behind academically. Furthermore, the disadvantage of online learning is lack of instructor face time, which is particularly problematic for the student who learn in specific learning modalities. Not all students learn in the same way. All students have varying talents, and this talent determine each student's learning style. The physical distance between students and teachers due to the online learning environment has made it difficult for students to be able to connect with their teachers. This can be seen from the students that learn through the tactile or kinesthetic modality benefit from moving, doing, and touching to enhance their learning experience. Due to the change in the learning style now, it has become more difficult for these students to learn. According to Monk, online learning is not the optimal condition for these students because they perceive their educational experience through abstract symbols, decontextualized and projected onto two-dimensional screens, rendering it intangible to them. Marison explained that a weekly lecture may be insufficient for these students who require pacing in the cyber classroom, resulting in them falling behind. And Marison also argued that students attending online courses are more likely to drop out of college than students exposed to the typical college campus routine. Therefore, to successfully participate in online learning, students must be well organized, self-motivated, and possess a high degree of time management skills to keep up with the pace of the course. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Hidayah binti Isa and I will be presenting about the disadvantage of online learning. One of the disadvantages of online learning classes is the lack of self-motivation among students. Student motivation is the main factor that gives effect to the average implementation online learning, and the weakness of student motivation can lead to the drop the performance student. It is because online learning is different with physical classroom as the student has the lack of interaction and communication among the students. For example, by referring to the survey, only a few students with the 8.9% stated that they have the interaction and collaboration with their classmates. It is shown that students has a lack of motivation. They are not happy during the online classes. The research suggests that in order to motivate the student during online learning, the lecturer should develop their teaching skill by giving a comment, feedback about the assignment from the student. The teacher must have the interaction and caring about their student. In addition, the disadvantage of online learning is online learning can affect the mental health and academic performance of students. If students are not active during the online learning, it can lead them to become involved in crime, lose interest, and give effect to their academic performance. As evident, based on the observation, it has been found that student behavior has changed during online learning. The signs of mental health such as anxiety, stress, and fear give impact to their studying. Moreover, study has found during COVID-19 has give impact of financial situation, and online learning during the lockdown give impact to the student performance. According to the survey, online learning has disadvantage when students feel that they are missed their own university, and the instruction also is different to compare to physical classes. This was happened because students feel alone and also stressed to adapt a new normal life. It is not easy for students study with a new culture where learn through online, where they have not have the interaction. Also, the environment in their house also is a factor that give effect to their mental health. It is shown that the online learning gives disadvantage in terms of self-motivation and mental health.